Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. The daily show where I discuss my daily adventures. Wait a minute. A daily show where I discuss my dirt. I'm saying it all wrong. A daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. It has been that way forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Show originates in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker studio. Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, in about an hour, maybe. I believe it was at about 9 a.m. Eastern time. I guess I'm not entirely sure. That the multi-talented, 20 years ago, Madison was bestowed upon the earth. My youngest daughter. It was 20 years ago today. Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play. 20 years ago, Madison arrived. Hello to you all. Hey, Sam the Jew, Maureen, Ben, one of my Reddit warriors fighting the fight on Reddit. We are Ukraine. The rest of them are Russia. Yes, my sweet, sweet Madison. 20 years ago. My God. And here's the thing. My kids, especially Jacqueline. Jacqueline is kind of like alpha child. But Madison has been the best student. And that does not set well with Alpha Jackie. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Scoreboard. You know? She's the smartest one of the bunch. She is the most emotionally evolved of the three. The first two are kind of like, you know, nose to the grindstone, lunch pail mentality. Madison, I don't know where it all comes from. I mean, she also works very, very hard, but Madison is the one that taught me more when it comes to parent-child relationship and human interaction than the other two. You know, the other two, Jim and Jack, you know, those were the ones that would lead to the interactions I had with those two was, you know, Hulk smash. In particular, Jacqueline, the time when she was out of control, raging like the Hulk after the Scarlet Witch put the hex on the Hulk, remember? And then Black Widow had to go, hey, big guy, calm down. Jacqueline, for fuck's sake, there was one moment in particular when, I don't know what happened, Ernie pissed her off or something. This is back in the day. This is when she was just figuring out boys. You know, and that relationship ended up not working, of course. And they'll be married November 19th, Jackie and Justin. Thank God. Love them so much. But there were the dark days with Ernie. And, I mean, I got along with Ernie, but I can't even say that, by the way. If I ever at one point say, I actually got along pretty well with Ernie. You don't say that name! I'm sorry. He's an asshole. Jackie got so pissed off one time, and she didn't want Ding Dong to leave. They were fighting. She wanted to solve the fight. You ever have that happen where you get so pissed off? And one of the parties says, like the one you're fighting with says, well, I got to get out of the house. I got to move. You know, before I say something really bad, I'm going to leave, which is a great move. She does not want that to happen. So I put my arms around her to, like, hold her while he leaves. And she just goes, rawr, and just, I was powerless. She's much stronger than I am. And so she breaks that hold, and she goes running outside of the house, screaming. The neighbors are all looking at her like, well, it's broad daylight. And then Ernie gets in the car. She throws herself in front of the car. You're going to have to run me over. I'm like, oh, no, my God. This is the worst. This is the big one. This is the big one. I'm like, what am I going to do? What do I do? I call the cops. Hey, come help me. God. Cops show up. At this point, she's up the steps in her room. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I didn't know what to do. Cop says, well, let us talk to her. She comes down the steps. The 85, she's, teenager then. The 85 pounds of eye makeup she had on is just rolling down her face. She looks like Chris Dolman. Or what's the name of that guy for the Vikes? Was it Dolman? I don't know. Doesn't matter. They had all the eye. Aiden Hutchinson. Better reference. And cop is like, Jackie, you got to listen to your. I don't remember what that. It was so embarrassing as a parent. Yeah, go ahead and FOIA that one. Go ahead and John Randall, that's the dude. Chris Dolman, I can't believe you pulled that. John Randall. Holy shit, Cole. Oh. Madison, different type of response. You can't meet Madison with brute strength. I still wouldn't have it. But she is, when it comes to brain activity, she's the smartest, and she requires the parents to be, well, you know what? We better really kind of find some things in our bag of tricks. It has made us, she has made us better human beings. So the day that she's born was in East Tennessee in St. Mary's Hospital, which I don't even think is a hospital anymore. Now, Catholic hospital, and the doctor, what the hell was that guy's name? It doesn't matter. He wanted to, Diana wanted him to, tie her tubes in there. And this is a Catholic hospital. You can't do that. They, won't do tube tying because that's essentially birth control. So now the doc is like, well, yeah, I know, but you see, this is her third C-section. If she does happen to get pregnant again, it would very well affect the health of the mother and the child. There's, I don't know, I think for whatever reason, too many incisions, I don't know. And he's like, well, yeah, but I have to. And the hospital admin says, nope, there will be no C-section. You will not do that. And he goes, okay, no problem. What was his name again? Hartline? Dr. Hartline? It might have been him. I know him because, believe it or not, I remember him because, believe it or not, he had MS. The doctor doing the surgery on my wife had MS, or has MS. He might still be around. So anyway, he ends up doing the tying her tubes, even though I wasn't supposed to. And so then in recovery, he goes, oh, by the way, while I was in there, I just I tied the tubes. And she goes, what? Yeah, that you said you wanted that. Yeah. He's like, oh, thank God. Can you imagine if she was like, oh, no, I decided at the last second that I wanted to. What are you doing? But he actually did it. And so that was cool. Thanks. Free of charge. That was not itemized on the bill. But it was incredible because, they give you whatever it is, I guess a spinal, so that you don't feel anything. And so I am sitting next to Diana, and all of a sudden, and they're actually working on Diana. And Diana goes, hey, I can feel that. And they're like, wait, huh? Yeah, I can feel that. And then he tickles her feet, and she goes, "Yep, you're tickling my feet." And he goes, "Propofol! Propofol stat! Propofol!" And all of a sudden she goes, and she's gone, like fucking Michael Jackson with Dr. Conrad Murray. Something happened. Don't know what. Thank you, Kent. Something went haywire, and so then, after a few minutes, she starts to come out of it. More propofol! And so I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is just horrible. Really, really screwed up. Don't know. To this day, we don't know what the hell happened. Every single one of the pregnancies that we had, that she had, something wonky happened. With Jim, her body absorbed all the amniotic fluid. We had to do emergency C-section, the worst. With Jackie, nothing happened in the procedure, but they left a medical device inside of her body. And then this one. My God. Mother Nature's got it down, The timing might not always be the best as you have the baby in the driveway, but, oh, my God. So then Madison comes out. And at this point in time, I had been working in New Jersey. I had gotten fired from the radio station in Tennessee. And I had taken a job in New Jersey. And Greg and Chris had also taken that job, but they were a couple months behind me. They did not get fired. You've heard that story before. I don't even want to bring that up. It just would throw me off. But it was so screwed up because I had to work. I needed money. So I'm working in New Jersey on 105.7 The Hawk and 94.5 The Hawk. Actually helping get the radio station up and running while waiting for the morning show to start a couple months later. And so I am separated from Diana and Jack and Jim and a very, very pregnant Diana. I fly back. We have the baby. And then 8 days later, we load up the car. She's still recovering from major surgery, C-section. We got an 8-day-old baby I got to drive from Tennessee to New Jersey to move to our new home. Talk about all the key factors in stress. Job change, move, birth. 8 days, all in a span of 8 days. I mean, I had been working for a month or two, but still, these are all things that kill people. We shrugged that shit off, no big deal. I had help from my beloved stepdad, Wally, who's still alive and kicking to this day, and my mother, God rest her soul. Coming up on 2 years, October 16th, since her passing. So that was quite a feat and quite an experience. Madison is 20 years old today, getting set to start her second year at Hope College, and just, by all accounts, just crushing it. Absolutely incredible. Oh, my God. Where's the time gone? When you were younger, did you ever encounter someone who would look back and say, I just cannot believe it's been that long. I can't believe my kids are grown. I go, oh, wow, look at you. And you just roll your eyes at them. Here you are, 21 years old. All you want to do is make your fingers stinky and drink some Budweiser beer and smoke some pot, and you got some wise ass telling you, oh my God, I remember when you were this tall, and you're like, shut up. That was me, and now here I am. I'm like, what? What happened? Hell, my grandson's 10. He's 10. Well, I got 2. 10 and, God, I get screwed up. Wait a minute. Grayson turned 10 in May. Rowan turns 7. What? In November, I believe. October? Oh, shit. Hang on a second. You don't care, but I got to know. What are the dates of birth of our grandkids? Question mark. I suck at everything. Man, I'm going to feel bad if my beloved daughter-in-law or my son are listening to this. You don't know, you idiot. Yeah, I know. That's what grandpas do, okay? We're so old and feeble, we forget things. Now, granted, I was 42 when my grandson was born, so that I'm not that old. I shouldn't be forgetting things. I got plenty of tread on the tires. I'm just an idiot. I need questions for Dear Meathead. I did not post anything on Facebook yesterday saying, hey, Dear Meathead is coming up tomorrow. So I'm a little bit lean on the questions. In fact, all right, Megan's got one. Actually, from last week. Thank you, Megan. Rob G has one. Not much more than that. Aram, in his never-ending quest to be the biggest smartass on the planet, is forgetting what I tell him. You see, some of you do the inside jokes with questions for my dad, and I get it. Some of them work. And this one, he's going so far out of his way to just kick my ass that I'm like, what do you want him to do? He's not going to get it. He writes, good day to you, sir. Is there a difference between running slowly and jogging? So he just wants my dad to say, no, there's no difference. And then that's going to make me look bad because I guess I've had that discussion on this show. It's like, dude, come on. Just quit being a smart ass and ask a normal question. Like, should it be illegal for people of Indian dots, not feathers, and Armenians to breed? That would have been a great question because we all know that should be illegal because that's what created you. So shut up and come up with something that's not stupid, idiot. All right. For the 10th time in nearly a year and a half yesterday, I got banned from Facebook. Now, every single one of the bannings that I have received on Facebook, up to yesterday, were warranted. Yesterday's banning that I received was not warranted. And I'll prove it to you. I mean, in the past, I've been looking for, and I've been looking for the, because Facebook will log the examples of times you've got, this is what you said, this is what you did. And, it'll say on June 16th, you called so-and-so a skank, a filthy whore, or something like that. Something really bad. I'm like, oh, God, I should have done that. Whatever. But this particular time, I'm laying in bed, and it says, you've been banned again. And I'm like, wait, huh? You got to be kidding me. For that? And don't worry, I'll get to it. But it actually said, your comment goes against our community standards. Here's how it unfolded for me. I was correcting a typo. I made a post earlier in the day. Jury convicts pair of conspiracy to kidnap Whitmer. Now, it should say to kidnap Whitmer, but I realized well after the fact that where it says jury convicts pair of conspiracy to convict Whitmer, which that doesn't make any sense. It should say conspiracy to kidnap Whitmer. And I don't know why, but when I saw that while I was laying in bed, you hit the 3 dots up here in the corner on the mobile device. It won't let me edit. I have to go to like a desktop or a laptop to edit it. And I was like, well, that's stupid. I've been able to do that before. So I'm laying in bed hours later to make that correction. And I was surprised nobody busted me about it. They were too busy being mad because these 2 idiots got convicted and they think that they shouldn't be convicted, which is absolutely absurd. So I was like, well, I got to change that. It needs to say jury convicts pair of conspiracy to kidnap Whitmer. Couldn't edit it. So I went down and just wrote star kidnap. Star kidnap is what I wrote. And within seconds, they banned me. You have been banned from Facebook because your entry goes against our community standards. And I'm like, wait, what? So basically the word kidnap on Facebook is going to get you banned. Now, maybe not everybody, but, I mean, I've got a long history of getting banned on Facebook. It's been several months since I have gotten one right between the eyes. But I was like, well, this is just the dumbest thing ever. I'm banned for asterisk kidnap. So I'm laying there like, holy shit. Now, and in my mind, I'm like, this is actually really, really bad because, and this is why I took the show onto Twitch, because this won't happen. The only people who get banned from Twitch are idiots like Jamingo and Boomer Bob, because on the bigot bunker, everything goes, you know. By the way, Corey, shut up. Here I am telling a story, and he's going on and on about light mode and dark mode on Facebook. How about we go on ban mode and shut you up for the next 10 minutes? Nobody gives a shit about light mode and dark mode on Facebook. How about you shut the fuck up for 5 minutes and enjoy the show? God. Can I change your name to Old School Kenny? Tyler says Corey's entered 600 seconds mode. To think that you sit around and go, oh, I've got something to add on the comments for Twitch today, and that is the difference between light mode and dark mode on Facebook. As an audience, now, granted, there's a few dozen of you that enjoy the show on Twitch, but why do some of you go so far that think that what you say on the comments matters to anyone else? No one cares what any of you think about anything. Now, if you're talking about something I'm talking about, maybe. But if you're sitting there, ask yourself, talking about light mode and dark mode, and you actually feel like, hey, I'm making good points here, you are an asshole. Shut the fuck up. My God. You know, you're not in the same boat yet as the Zaniacs. But you're closer to the boat than Stevie, Tyler, Chris, Maureen, Kenny, Jason, Aram, Cole, Ben. Uh-oh. You don't want to be in that boat full of assholes. Now, again, you're far away from it, but you are closer. Where was I? So I'm laying there, and then I'm like, this is bad to get banned on Facebook, and this is why I wanted to go to Twitch in the first place, because I was counting on Facebook back in the day. And if something like that happens, I'm screwed. What am I going to do? Now, I've got sponsors that I promote daily on my show on Facebook. And it's like that. People pay for that. And if I suddenly have to reach out to them individuals, and say, hey, I got banned from Facebook. It's a bad look. It's terrible. I hate that. So I'm like, well, this is not fucking fair. So they give you the option to appeal it. So I appeal it, and it says, hey, we'll get back with you. And then I'm like, well, that's not going to work. I mean, it's and they gave me a 30-day ban for that. 30 days. I'm like, well, at about day 29, they'll look at it. And it says, just be warned, because of COVID, we have a lot fewer staff that are doing this, that are reviewing these individually. So this could take a while. I'm like, why even have this process of appealing? This isn't going to work. And I must have sat there for 10 minutes, playing Candy Crush and being pretty upset because, and I got the green check mark. Your comment is back on Facebook. We are sorry. We got this wrong. We reviewed your comment again, and it does follow our community standards. We appreciate you taking the time to request a review. Your feedback helps us do better. I'm like, yes! So this is all happening when I'm trying to go to bed. And I don't know about you, but this is the type of thing that gets me wound up. And it's bedtime is a very precarious spot for me. If even the slightest thing winds me up, the way my brain works, it can throw everything off. That change in, what is supposed to be just winding down is now becoming, what? Oh, my God. And then, oh, thank God. All of that, 1:30 in the morning, I'm still wide awake. Wide awake. Bruce is laying there on his back, paws in the air. Diana's snoring, and I am wide awake. And then finally, I woke up again about half an hour later, and I realized I had been dreaming. I was dreaming about something. I don't recall what, but I know I was dreaming. I was like, I finally fell asleep. Oh, my God. But then I woke right up. Everything's a mess. And then I'm like, I'm going to be a pile of shit tomorrow. I've got 4 hours of sleep to do this show. 5 hours of sleep, 6 hours. Well, now, wait a minute. If I fall asleep at 2, but I get up at 6, that's 4 hours of sleep. Okay, what? I can't even do math now. Jesus. Can't do math. Forget my grandkids' birthdays. Grayson, he's not 10. He'll be 10 in May. Rowan will be 7 in October. Right? Yeah, I guess so. I could have swore Grace. I got all of that wrong. What an embarrassment. I suck so bad. Okay. I don't know about you, but I dress like a dick. My wife is constantly like, oh, God, seriously, we gotta start over. So, she's kind of like really bugging me about this. Well, thank God my friends at Trend Him came forward and they said, hey, you should talk about us on your show, and then maybe you can buy some of our stuff, jack off, and not dress like such an asshole. And they're 1,000,000% right. Trend Him has been around since 2007. They offer accessories. So, I'm a work in progress. I need an overhaul on everything. All right. Well, one of the things I'm going to need to take care of is things like accessories. Those are the things that you see on people that just make them look cool as shit, watches, bracelets, cufflinks, ties, sunglasses, belts, stuff that makes you look like a man who cares about his appearance. Because honestly, my wife wants to brag about me, but I look like a fucking extra from the show Charles in Charge, and it's embarrassing. It might be pocket squares you're into, neckties, necklaces, lapel pins, hats, gloves, earrings. They have it all, even suspenders. Okay, so this is awesome. I want you to go to this website. If you or someone you know or love need some accessories to round out the appearance. Like I said, I got to start completely over, but at some point I got to round out the look. I'm going to trend him to buy my stuff. Their thought was they wanted to become the world's go-to destination for men's accessories. Now, I want you to go to this website, all right? You can use my code to save 15%. trnd.hm/Zane. trnd.hm/Zane. With that, you can shop, and when you do shop with that code, my name in there, you will save 15% on your order. So go there and just check it out. You know, do your little online shopping of what you want. They even have beard care for you guys who have those fantastic beards. All of the accessories you could possibly imagine under one web brand. Trend him, trnd.hm/Zane. trnd.hm/Zane. Okay, thank you, Fitbod, for sponsoring the show. All the time that you have your face buried in the phone, isn't it about time that you got something out of it? The Fitbod app on your phone, it tells you what to do when you are ready to work out. Okay, you've made a decision. You finally want to do something. The Fitbod app has everything you need. If you're working out at home, at the gym, with weights, no weights, doesn't matter. This thing is going to get you in shape on a cardiovascular level, heart and lungs, strength, your muscles, your endurance, all of that stuff, and it's going to be fun. You're going to love it. It tracks your fitness, tells you about the goals, how close you are to them, and it modifies itself and the workouts for you based on how you're doing. How? I have no idea. It's that $10,000 word that everybody uses nowadays called algorithm, but this is what I want you to do. This whole thing is free for you to try out, okay? You can try it free at fitbod.me/Zane. Now, if you do fitbod.com, you're going to wreck everything. So don't do that and listen to me for once in your life. Try this for free, fitbod.me/Zane. See for yourself how awesome this is, and my gosh, you're going to get the workouts. Stick with it, okay? You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to get this done, and I believe in you. You can also get 25% off of your subscription and try out the app for free when you sign up now at fitbod.me/Zane. One more time, 25% off your subscription or try it free at fitbod.me/Zane. Now get after it. Oh, my God. All right, so there you go. That's how we start out this show from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker studio. Now, I need you to know that if you ever want to reach out to me, the best way is an old school email. If you want to send me a link about something you think I should be talking about on the show, send it on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Thank you very much. I'm still getting tons of emails about the slide of death on Belle Isle. That even made the Today Show today. That was something we talked about on Monday, but thank you for sending that along to folks who have reached out with that story. The Today Show covered it today, and they actually said a new attraction in Michigan is causing this to happen, and you see kids bouncing all the way down the hill. It's like that thing's been up since 1970. Thereabout. It's been there forever. That's like in Metro Detroit. That is the biggest attraction. That shows you how poverty Metro Detroit is. Totally kidding. All right. So there you go. Now for you folks on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I'm going to set you free on the rest of your day. And I encourage you to go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live if you want to see the rest of the show as it happens live. I can't even talk today. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. So I go every day at the start at 8 a.m. and do this thing for 2 hours every day. I give you a little bit on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube so that you will then go to Twitch and sign up. You need a little username. You hit the follow button. It'll tell you when I go live. And then there's a little red button, big red button. It says subscribe free with Twitch Prime. Following and subscribing are two different things. Following is you just know when I go live. But if you are subscribed, you don't get any of the ads that drop in over my face when I'm carrying on about Corey and his idiotic trolling that he does on the chat. You'd miss that. So you got to subscribe. Now, if you have Amazon Prime, this is a free thing for you. It's included. Amazon owns Twitch. See what they do there? Ha ha. But you got to do it on your own each month. It doesn't auto-renew. If you don't have Twitch Prime and you still hate the commercials, you can throw $5 at it and they will go away. It's a bribe. It's a bribe between you and Amazon. I don't have anything to do with that. That's the way they set it up. That gets me the platform, allows me to use their terrific platform. Kyle says, the Today Show and all morning shows are such garbage. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? I love the Today Show. I'm a huge fan. First of all, I have a massive crush on Savannah Guthrie. I mean, I am telling you, what a national treasure. And you know what? Underrated as an interviewer. She will challenge her ass. I think she's excellent. Hoda, I like her too. You got a fucking, what's the guy's name? The black guy. Craig something? Craig Black? What the hell is his name? Craig Black. I don't think it's Craig Black. And then you got the Al Roker, of course. And then when Al's not in, there's a young lady named Dylan something or other who is just, oh my God. I am in love with her too. So shut up, Kyle. In fact, guess what? Here comes 600. It's been a while, hasn't it? I don't even know if you've ever gotten 600. And it's all because of Corey that I am now dropping 600 seconds on people. All right? Chris says there's a rap song about the slide from a Detroit rapper. I did see that. And I meant to play it. Giant slide. It's funny as hell. G Mac Cash. All right. The G Mac Cash song. He's a rapper in Metro Detroit, or Detroit. And the fact that he's got a frickin' rap about the giant slide is like my favorite thing. Hang on. Oh, man, I'm screwing this up. Audio, check. Video, check. Here we go.
Stop playing with these niggas.
On the giant slide. Come on, man.
I'm probably going to get muted for this. Check.
Hey, you can break your back on the giant slide. You can even break your neck on the giant slide. You can even bump your head on the giant slide. Then watch your hands and your legs on the giant slide. It's like jumping off a roof on the giant slide. Man, you can lose a tooth on the giant slide. It ain't much you can do on the giant slide. What's going on with this new fucking giant kids slide? Kids was getting on my nerves, so I sent them to the giant slide. Hold on, baby, it's about to be a giant Soon as you go down, baby, it's about to be a lot of fun. Man, I don't know what happened. All I heard was a lot of crime. This ain't the same giant slide we got on as children. This new slide looking like they jumping off of a building. This new slide, you gotta take a Tylenol to get on. If your kids getting on your nerves, make them get on. They still getting on your nerves, so you make them get back on. This new giant slide break necks and backbones. You just lay the kids down soon as you get back home. Let my kids get on once and they ain't wanna get back on. Hey, you can break your back on the giant slide. You can even break your neck on the giant slide. You can even bump your head on the giant slide. Then watch your hands and your legs on the giant slide. It's like jumping off a roof on the giant slide. Man, you can lose a tooth on the giant slide. It ain't much you can do on the giant slide.
I like how he rhymes tooth with roof, so it's roof and tooth.
What's going on with this new fucking giant slide? On the giant slide. On the giant slide. On the giant slide. on the giant slide.
G-Mac Cash with Giant Slide. Big fan of G-Mac Cash. Yeah, you're right. That is too short. Too short of a song. He needs to do a longer thing. This story is fantastic. I love that so quickly. And that was available on Monday, but I forgot it. So you search Giant Slide, G-Mac, G-M-A-C, Cash, Detroit rapper. Ben says, how did the slide pass the design, sales, and testing? This is fucking Detroit, man. We don't do that shit. Are you kidding me? I mean, my God. You go to Boblo Island, and people die every weekend. We don't worry about that shit in Detroit. I don't live there now, but I used to. That's where I grew up. Fantastic. I don't recognize his name. Zintron says, Zane, do you watch any other streamers on Twitch? I don't. I do not do that. I don't watch any other streamers, and I very, very, very rarely listen to other podcasts. Because it's honestly, I don't have any damn time. Occasionally I'll listen to Carl on Who Are These Podcasts. Occasionally I'll listen to Drew and Mike, see what they're up to. Occasionally I will listen to the Detroit Cast or TDC podcast. Ben says, how do you do the Amazon thing again? The ads are killing me on the live stream. Well, it's really, really simple. Okay, now listen this time. When you go to twitch.tv/ Eric Zane Live, root around there. You'll see a red button that says subscribe free with Twitch Prime. Click it and read. And if it doesn't pop right in front of you, click more. You'll figure it out. That's all I can tell you. I don't know any more than that because I don't sign up on Amazon Prime to my own podcast. I don't watch my own podcast. So the rest is on you. Sarah says, I ain't got time for that. Well, then, yeah, hey, I mean, some can, some can't. I get it. All right, 20 minutes till Dear Meathead, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Have I even said goodbye to everybody on Facebook, Twitch? No, I haven't. Enjoy the day for you folks on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm going to say goodbye to you. As always, you can download the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Okay? Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you need, it's all there for you. Goodbye. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. YouTube brought to you by My Policy Shop Insurance. In my neck of the woods, but a story with national implications, worldwide implications, right here in our own backyard, a federal trial of these two scumbags, Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr. These idiots were accused of conspiring to kidnap the governor of Michigan. The first trial somehow ended in a hung jury, and two of the assholes were somehow acquitted. So between 6 people that we're talking about here, I think actually 8, 2 of the charges were dropped, 2 pled guilty and turned. They're providing evidence now for the prosecution. And Tyler says, shh, don't say kidnap. And then 2 others were, so you had 2 that were, pled guilty and turned evidence. 2, the charges were dropped. 2 were acquitted, and 2 had a hung jury being retried. So this is how that unfolded. Audio, check. Video, check. The verdict. Damn it, I am screwing shit up today. The verdict came back. So here's how that unfolded. Let's check it out.
Different result in the second trial for two men accused of plotting to kidnap the governor. Both Adam Fox and Barry Croft found guilty on all charges this afternoon.
Look at these two. Guy on the right actually looks pretty respectable when his beard is shaved up. But look at, I mean, you can just see on this dude, Adam Croft, on the left, that, I mean, synapses are not firing at all in this idiot's brain.
A jury convicted Fox of kidnapping, conspiracy, and conspiracy to use a weapon of mass destruction. Croft was found guilty of those same charges and an additional charge of possession of an unregistered destructive device.
These convictions come 4 months after a jury deadlocked. This time around, the federal government was able to make their case to a new set of jurors.
We have team coverage tonight. Megan Bunchman with reaction from the defense team. But we begin with Joe LaFurgey, who asked prosecutors about their strategy this time around. Joe?
Brian, Sue, when the prosecution says this verdict should send a message to those with anti-government views who use violence to promote those views. But when it comes to questioning the government on their tactics in investigating this case, we got no comment.
The verdict.
That comes up because the defense has maintained that these two were somehow entrapped, that the FBI people that had infiltrated these idiots had come up with the plan themselves. And that's what the defense was saying. But the two guys that pled guilty and were pointing the finger at them, saying, no, that's not true at all. These two actually were leading the charge on the whole thing. Meanwhile, there's also problems with a juror, a particular juror who it seems to reveal that there was a problem with the juror's mindset when this trial all started. And that hadn't been discussed.
Confirms that this plot was very serious, very dangerous, posed a threat not only to the governor personally and her family, but also to innocent bystanders and to basic social order.
It took jurors about 8 hours over 2 days to reach their decision. Throughout the trial, prosecutors portrayed Adam Fox and Barry Croft as radicalized anti-government plotters who wanted to set off a civil war and a second American Revolution.
The defendants in this case believed that their anti-government views justified violence.
Wasn't this guy one of the Unsullied on Game of Thrones?
Today's verdict is a
Some of you might get that reference.
Clear example that they were wrong in that assessment.
It took 37 hours over 1 week, the last time the case was tried, for the jury to find co-defendants Brandon Caserta and Daniel Harris not guilty for their alleged roles in the case and tell the judge they could not reach a decision on Fox and Croft.
What made the difference this time?
No questions, thanks.
What made the difference? No questions, thanks. He's asking questions to the attorneys that prosecuted the case.
The target of the plot, Governor...
Oh, my God, look at her. Beautiful.
Gretchen Whitmer issuing a statement after...
How can any of you say that that's not attractive? That is a beautiful, beautiful face and beautiful hair. Look at that smile. Look at those eyes. How can any of you idiots not think that she's unbelievably stunning? Dicks.
The verdicts, which reads in part, today's verdicts prove that violence and threats have no place in our politics, and those who seek to divide us will be held accountable. They will not succeed. But the defense put the FBI on trial. Fox and Croft's attorney presented an entrapment defense, portraying their clients as pot-smoking big talkers who had no intentions of pulling off the kidnapping. After today's verdicts, the FBI was asked if the case may result in a review of the agency's policies and practices. The answer? No comment. Why don't you guys want to answer these questions?
Oh, LaFurgey, why don't you guys want to answer these questions? That is fucking great. Good job.
Now, both men face up to life in prison when they are sentenced. Live in Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgey, News 8.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Now let's send things over to Megan Bunchman, who continues our team coverage tonight.
She is live with reaction from the defense attorneys. Megan?
Brian and Sue, obviously the defense is not happy with today's outcome from the trial that took just jury members just less than 8 hours to find guilty on all charges. Now, both lawyers who represent Barry Croft Jr. and Adam Fox argue and maintain that their clients were simply big talkers and that it was actually an FBI informant that moved the plot along. The lawyers also alluded to an issue with one specific member of the jury. Barry Croft Jr. and Adam Fox remained stoic Tuesday morning as they learned of their guilty verdicts.
My client is disappointed in the verdict. It's been a good fight. We've made it twice in a row. We were hoping for a different outcome today.
Fox's attorney, Chris Gibbons, said their fight isn't over.
The federal courts do provide for appellate relief, but generally that's something that happens after a judgment has been.
Show me that you didn't have braces without telling me that you didn't have braces.
Entered, and that won't happen until after a sentencing. Those should be scheduled.
Gibbons and Joshua Blanchard, who represents Croft, both alluded to an issue with a specific juror. They said that they will pursue other avenues as they continue to defend their clients.
I believe that justice should happen in public.
Blanchard is most likely referring to a now sealed court filing that the Detroit News first reported. The outlet said that the document alluded to one juror who had hoped to be selected to sit on the case. The juror allegedly said that they had already decided the case's outcome and intended to persuade others towards that verdict. While the clerk was ordered.
That's something I would say. But, I mean, honestly, if I had an opportunity to be on that jury, like if I was chosen for jury selection, I would do that too. I would work very hard, but I wouldn't talk about it. I mean, you can't say, yeah, I'm hoping to be on it so I can persuade. I've already made up my mind. Asshole, keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell anyone.
To investigate the claims, a gag order was issued in the meantime to prevent either side from addressing these allegations publicly. The defense maintains that Fox and Croft are simply talkers, and it was the heavy hand of the FBI.
That's called a technicality. Okay. Our court system is so, because things like that, you can get away with the crime. You can get off somehow, or at least cause a mistrial and perhaps have to start all over again if it's found out after the fact or during the trial that this happened. Does it happen? Sure. But does that mean that you didn't do it? Of course not. It still means that you did it. I mean, it doesn't exonerate you. If you plotted to kidnap the governor, you plotted to kidnap the governor. But it's just a bummer if you're the prosecution because you've got these idiots like that juror with a big fucking mouth. Shut up.
That moved the so-called talk into action.
I think that the record speaks for itself. I'm sorry that things happened with the jury that didn't allow them to conclude the way we wanted them to, but we will move forward.
God, I would be so distracted in the court with that guy, with that overbite.
The defense is planning to appeal today's outcome. There were a total of 18 people selected, including 6 alternatives to sit on this jury. I'm Megan Munchman, live in Grand Rapids. I'm going to send it back to you guys.
All right.
I wonder if Megan's eyelashes can get longer.
Day down at that federal courthouse in Grand Rapids. Megan, thank you for that. Charges in the Whitmer kidnapping plot first announced in October of 2020. The state charged
Look at that bunch.
7 people, while the feds charged.
The big winner here, the 2 people that can best be described as missing links are this Brandon Caserta and his fucked up earlobes because he gauged him, and this Adam Fox who has perpetual drunk knuckle dragging face. The other 4 could actually look, like, they're just wanted for pedophilia. But these 2 actually look like they want to overthrow the government.
6 suspects.
Here's how that panned out. 2 of them, Caleb Franks and Ty Garbin, pleaded guilty before the trials. Brandon Caserta and Daniel Harris were both acquitted in the first trial. And then Fox and Croft were both found guilty in the retrial.
We have our full coverage, including what happened each day in the courtroom and reaction to the verdict at
She's so pretty.
TV.com.
When you buy locally sourced produce
Ah.
in the North Carolina.
Well, that's that. And so I guess now is like the sentencing, finding out how much time that these guys get. Let's see. My boy Chris, Amanda, I guess, knows the defense lawyer with the giant snowplow teeth. Adam insists this was a setup and an entrapment. Entrapment is if the FBI walks into the room of idiots and says, okay, guys, gather around. I want to kidnap the governor and blow up this bridge. Who's with me? And they go, I guess we'll do it. That's entrapment. Okay, here's what we need to do to make it happen. If they say, hey, we wanna do this, and then the FBI guy says, really? Well, I kind of want to help out with that. Adam says, I'm kidding. Thank God. You make me feel better. But anyway, still. But then if Adam Fox and Perry Croft say, hey, we want to kidnap the guy, and then the informant says, or the informant or the FBI agent says, oh, really? Well, that's interesting. Let's get to planning. That's not entrapment. And that's what they proved beyond a reasonable doubt. And the jury found them guilty. I don't care about what technicality. There you go. I'm so happy that it has gone that way. While talking about how attractive Whitmer is, someone says, you think Bruce Jenner is hot too. Well, it's not Bruce Jenner, first of all. It's Caitlyn Jenner. But you idiots who are bigots don't understand that a person can change their gender. That is a real thing, but you're obviously a misgendering asshole who loves to hurt people by saying shit like that. And absolutely, the amount of money that Caitlyn Jenner has put into changing her appearance to be something more comfortable to her, I would say she's attractive. Shut up. So what? My God. See, Corey's back. I have my eye on you. You are being looked at. The unsullied guy was Grey Worm. Oh, my God, I remember now. Thank you. Okay, you're back in my good graces by giving me the Grey Worm reference. Oh, shit. Okay. Dear Meathead, in 5 minutes. All right. The Patreon bonus podcast happens after this one. I got to get a quick turnaround on today's show. So I'm going to very quickly post this one and then get after the Patreon because I've got a busy afternoon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. That was the Patreon just almost 4 years ago was the first indicator that, hey, I think possibly I can do this for a living, at least make a good stab at it. And it's kind of been that way since. Thank you so much. And so if you are enjoying the free podcast, please consider signing up for Patreon. That is a paywall. That is you throw $5 or $10 at me minimum. $5 for all the audio, $10 for all the audio, video, and live streams. And then I give you more content commercial free every single day of the work week, sometimes more. $5 or $10 a month. You can give more if you want. It's up to you. I'll gladly take your money. But $5 a month for the audio, $10 a month for the audio, video, and live streams. I put 15 plus hours of content up there every single week. And if you like it, you can convert it to a yearly, and I'll even knock 10% off that. So what was $60 a year, month to month, on $5 a month, is now $54. And $120 for Tier 2 is $108 as I knock 10% off that. That's how we do it. So sign up for the Patreon. Quit being a cheap bastard. Hello to my friends at Dumpster Divers. Call or text 616-375-9962. DumpsterDiversLLC.com. If you live in West Michigan and you ever need a dumpster, their dumpsters are cheaper than everyone else's because all the other ones are trying to scam you. And what they do is they charge you for a weight limit, and you can't possibly achieve that weight limit. So you're paying for something you don't need. Dumpster Divers enlisted me to spread the word about them, how they don't rip you off. They also do demolition work, grunt work. Rip out the carpet, rip out the drywall, throw it away for you, and junk removal. DumpsterDiversLLC.com, 616-375-9962. I'll have Kyle from Dumpster Divers on tomorrow, and we will struggle to make the connection for the first 10 minutes of the show. Another sponsor that I'm very proud of all of them and proud to have them on this show. But I also feel like it's super important that you know about every one of my sponsors. In particular, My Policy Shop Insurance. Most people are not aware that if their employer does not offer insurance, or they're between jobs, or they're self-employed, that the process of getting insurance has been streamlined. It's called healthcare.gov or Obamacare, something that has been much maligned by idiots who don't have any idea what they're talking about. I've utilized Obamacare for nearly 4 years, and it's nearly flawless. I'm not kidding you. However, all the steps that you have to take to make sure that you fill out the application appropriately, it is easy to botch that. If you like me, I screw everything up. So what I do now, every year when the enrollment period takes place, I have Frank Fuss help me. My Policy Shop Insurance. He does everything. I don't do anything. I don't pay him. His services are free. He is the Obamacare expert. He is also the Medicare Advantage Plan and Social Security expert. So he's got you covered. All I'm telling you is reach out to this guy if you need to navigate any of these important decisions that you're making. He'll help you so that you don't do any missteps, especially Medicare and Social Security, because if you don't properly cross the T or dot the I, you could end up not getting access to things that you are entitled to as an American citizen who's paid hundreds of thousands of dollars into the system during your earning years. So you might not be 65, but someone you know or love might be approaching that. Think about Frank Fuss and spread that word for me, please. My Policy Shop Insurance. If you need a specific virtual introduction, I will do that for you or someone you know or love. Just reach out to me on the email. Okay, we got racing at Berlin coming up this weekend. Man, that was awesome. Last weekend at Berlin Raceway. BerlinRaceway.com is where you need to go. So on Saturday, the Outlaw Super Late models are going to be there. Outlaw Racing. Are those the ones with the wing? Yeah, that's exactly what they are. It's those crazy-looking cars with the giant wing on them that causes all the downforce. It's fun, okay? Of course, the Sportsman Series, the 4 cylinders are going to be there. It is the George Keane Memorial Weekend Race, August 27th. Get your tickets online, BerlinRaceway.com. Just $12 at a NASCAR home track in Marne, Michigan. 15 and under, free. Parking, free. You can bring in a cooler with all of your beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, and your snacks. 12 by 18 coolers and smaller. And, of course, the concessions are affordably priced. When I was there, I did the 2 dogs and the Orange Crush and strawberry shortcake ice cream. And I think total was I paid $12 on the night. Now, for all of that, I know you're like, wait a minute. You got to understand it's a venue. Venues always charge you a little bit more, but when it comes to all of the venues in West Michigan in particular, this is way cheaper than all of them. I mean, it's going to cost you $15 to get a beer at a Griffins game, for God's sake. What the hell? And some of you pay it. I can't believe you would do that. Oh, and if you want to smoke at the Griffins game, you can't. Because if you step out to burn, you ain't getting back in. I mean, here at the track, you just get up from your seat, wander over to the smokers' burnout zone. And there's smokers' outposts everywhere. You just puff away. Oh, yeah, man. It's freaking great. Dear Meathead, brought to you by Baldwin Ace Hardware. Let's bring Dad in here right now.
Hello?
Dad!
Hey!
How are you?
Okay, just got up, man.
Oh, yeah? You're ready to go? Ready to start the day?
I'm ready to go.
I love it. I love it. That sounds awesome.
Okay. How about you guys? You all right?
Yeah, man. We've been talking for a little bit. We're just breaking down some things going on around here and talking some my own little spin on the news. You know what? It's Madison's birthday today.
Yes, we know.
We know.
Okay, good. Yeah. So today's a big day. And, we're just getting ready to have a birthday party. It's going to be awesome.
Man, you're a busybody.
I know it. It never ends. You know, I'm gonna work my tail off up until a certain point, and then when I retire, it's all over.
Wow.
You know, how old were you when you retired?
Well,
10.
to answer 10.
10. Ha! Are you?
I have no clue.
Are you happy in your retirement?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about being a retired American?
Wake up anytime I want to wake up.
Oh my God, that's sweet. I love that. Do you now? Some people, when they retire, they feel like, hey, there's like nothing to do. Do you sometimes like want to do stuff?
Oh, I can always find things to do.
Okay.
Lately, I don't.
Well, yeah. Good news. The leaves are getting ready to start falling off the trees. And I know that's...
We got a lot of that happening.
Yeah, and I know you love that. You love getting rid of the leaves.
Yeah, yesterday I did pick it all by hand.
You pick them up by hand?
Yeah. One area right by the back door.
Why didn't you just use a rake?
I can't do that because that's an area that she had put some kind of a chemical or so, I don't know.
Yeah?
That you couldn't mess with it.
Fertilizer. Okay. All right. So you just went through with your hands and picked. Did you wash your hands after?
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, good. Because,
that's a gimme.
You get fertilizer all over your hands.
I didn't do it. She did the fertilization.
Right. But you were touching the grass, so I thought maybe you were getting fertilizer on your hands.
No, I was doing good.
Okay. Well, all right, Dad. I've got a lot of questions here ready to go. I see that your friend Aram has... I was
thinking about him this morning.
You were thinking about Aram, huh? Well, I was too.
Is he going to be on?
Yeah. He's got a question. Would you like me to read it?
Okay.
He writes, "Good day, Meathead. Did Eric cry a lot as a kid?"
I have no clue.
Yes, he used to take him for rides in the car and shut him up.
Oh, when he was a baby, I used to take him out for a ride at night.
That's what he's asking you. Did Eric cry a lot?
Oh.
And then he actually wrote, what were some of the ways you used to quiet him down?
You were a colicky baby, so you were a pain in the neck.
And
I had to take you out midnight for a ride.
Okay, did you ever do anything like give me some alcohol or...
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what Aram wanted to know. All right, here we go. Rob writes, "Dear Meathead, my barbecue grill gave out just as I'm about to host a Labor Day get-together. Now I'm on the market for a new grill. I'm trying to decide between gas or charcoal. If you had the choice, which one would you choose?"
I'd choose a gas.
Now, why?
It's easier to clean and neater to. There's no preparations or nothing.
Yeah.
The other one is a pain in the neck.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's a little bit more effort to that. All right, very good. Chris brings up something that I just talked about. Chris is he's describing a scenario where he went into the bathroom and his wife did not put on the fan, and she was sitting on the toilet, and she didn't do a courtesy flush. Are you aware of what a courtesy flush is?
No.
Okay, so that means when you're sitting down going number 2, and you're not, you kind of flush as things are happening so that it doesn't make it a bad smell. And she didn't do that, and she didn't turn on the fan, so it was really bad. So he wanted to know what you thought of that.
I actually never thought about that because I've never had that issue.
You've never had a bad-smelling bathroom?
Not that I know of. Do we, Joanne?
No,
No. That's the old saying that says, my shit don't stink?
Okay, I guess not. All right.
Boy.
Dad, Stevie asked, Meathead, did you see the story on the news about the giant slide on Belle Isle?
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, it was throwing people off of it.
Throwing them in the air?
It was incredible.
Wow.
It was Now, I remember as a kid, you guys taking me to that thing.
Well.
Yeah, I remember that. It was awesome. It was a fantastic thing. But she asked, if so, what are your thoughts on how to make the slide safer?
I honestly don't know if I have any kind of clue about that.
Because I think that they said that they waxed it and they put a little too much wax on it.
Yes.
Yeah, according to Joanne, she says yes.
Okay, so is there anything that, if the wax is making it fast, they might have to take some of the wax off, do you think, and then maybe reapply it or what?
Well, I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Put some sandpaper on it?
I think they put some carpet on it.
Carpet.
Joanne says she thinks we put some carpet on it.
Okay.
Some carpeting.
Down at the bottom for sure.
Well, yeah, it was. I actually don't want them to put anything on it because the videos I've seen of these people flying down the thing have been absolutely hilarious.
That's funny. Hey, by the way, you're kind of your voice is kind of muffled here.
My voice is muffled.
I can't hear it too. You're
give me the phone and I'll raise it up.
Wait a minute. We got to do something.
Well,
hold on a minute.
I've been talking to you for 15 minutes. Are you just realizing it now?
No, I just didn't want to say anything, and all of a sudden it became a little annoying.
Okay.
Right, talk to me now.
Hey.
Now you're talking.
Oh, okay. So, I
saw phone here.
As usual, it's on your end, not my end.
It's my
end. Nathan writes, Dear Meathead, have you ever seen a magic show? And what is your favorite magic trick?
Oh, boy. You guys are laying some stuff on me that... No, I don't think I've ever seen a magic show.
Seen it on the America's Got Talent.
Yeah, didn't you ever watch that show?
Oh, okay.
You know, the guy, I don't know, he does some type of trick. There's how the hell did he do that?
Yeah. I often wonder. In fact, I was watching one. Was it last night? Yeah, I was watching one last night. I could not believe that.
So wait a minute. We started that question with your favorite magic trick, and you said, I've never seen one. And then you saw one last night?
Well, it dawned on me, hey, I'm not professing to hear or know everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know, but it was like 10 hours ago.
Well, that's a long time ago.
Okay. So what did the guy do on the show?
I have to go to my assistant over here. What did she do? What did he do?
Things disappear.
That's what it was.
He was fantastic.
He was, according to Joanne, he was fantastic. As a matter of fact, he is, but I just wasn't paying attention to it.
I have a friend who does magic. He is a certified magician, if there is such a thing. But, I mean, he is absolutely fantastic. To me, I mean, I love magic so much. I'm like, what is going on? I can never... It blows my mind when people do it. It's like, what is happening here,
Well, this is true. I recall some things from 120 years ago, but there was nothing fantastic.
Hey, I tell you what, where you grew up, if someone is on the street and does like street magic, like, pull a bunny out of a hat, in Iran, they'd probably hit him with a sword.
Man, we had no magic out there.
Yeah, they think it's witchcraft or something.
I never thought about that. I know nothing about witchcraft. All the things that you talk about in my childhood, where I was born and raised, it's of nothing significant.
Aram writes, again, Dear Meathead, I have a friend who says he runs slowly. Is there a difference? He says he runs slowly. Is there a difference? Is there a difference between running slowly and jogging?
It's a normal thing to do. That's really not a significant thing because if you're doing something just, I don't know who you're going to please by running the kind of running that he's talking about.
Yeah.
You gotta, when you're doing a workout running, you gotta put pressure on yourself.
You gotta work harder than just jogging.
Work hard.
So are you saying that running slowly and jogging is kind of pointless?
That's nothing. That's called dilly-dallying.
So
you gotta put something. You gotta run in a way that you work up a sweat.
Okay, so basically, if someone says if they want to go jogging, they should probably maybe say, "Hey, I'm going to go out and dilly-dally."
Right. You can dilly-dally and pick your nose and run.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do something that stresses you, so you got to run a little harder.
Right. Actually, you got to start breathing really hard because you're wearing out.
Right. If you're just sitting there dilly-dally and you're having a conversation, I mean, that's not going to do anything for you.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
When I was a younger person back in the old country growing up, we had a room that we had a little workup, weights and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked hard.
Okay.
We used excessive weight for the workout, and then that really bugged the heck out of us. There's only two of us belong to that club.
What's interesting is you say that, and I picture, the setup of the exercise room in Iran. It probably had like a couple of bowling balls and maybe a...
No. Listen.
Maybe
all we had was a classroom that had a closet in there, and we had a few weights.
Yeah, maybe like a big cast iron pot.
No, regular weights.
Or a boulder, maybe a boulder.
Nice weights.
Okay. So
and then there's only two of us. One of them had built enough. Oh my God, to choke a horse.
I mean,
and I were buddy, and I was just a Mickey Mouse guy.
So he was a horse, and you were Mickey Mouse.
I I'm a Mickey Mouse.
So were you dilly-dallying?
I was just pleasing myself.
You were pleased? Wait a minute.
Pretend that, but I was strong.
You were pleasuring yourself? What?
No. Dilly-dallying. Yeah, a little weight here, a little weight there. Watch him do.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Gotcha. Yeah. So he was the big tough guy, huh?
He was a guru of. In fact, he was my bodyguard.
All right. Hey, everybody needs that. I tell you what. I need one.
Yeah.
I need one here at the house. Okay. Well, Dad, I'm out of time, and that's unfortunate because I'd love to talk to you guys all day.
Oh, thank you, honey. Well, that's okay.
All right. Well, listen. Rest of the day there. I don't want any dilly dallying, and don't be a Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk to you very soon.
All right. Hug the family.
You know it.
Bye.
Okay. See ya. Bye bye. Oh man! Wow. All right. That one was a slow burn. It was ridiculous because he couldn't hear half of what I was saying to start, and that's why I was like, boy, I keep throwing stuff at him, and it's just bouncing off him. What's going on? I didn't panic. And sure enough, he takes off like a bat out of hell. And he took off like a bat out of hell based on Aram's question. This is how this works out. This is turnabout. I started the day with like, Aram, that question's not going to go anywhere. It turns out that was the best moment of the entire segment. And you never know. Aram, I'm never going to doubt you again. Never, ever will I doubt you again. You just send it and I'll read it. Okay? I mean, who knew? I threw all that shit at him, and that was the high point of it. Oh, my God. Never can tell is right. Okay. Well, there you go. Dear Meathead, brought to you by my friends at, of course, Baldwin Ace Hardware. Now, if you're looking for a mortgage, I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, please reach out to, at least in your effort to try to find out who has the best deal for you or best manner in how they approach it, working for you. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. NMLS number 3035. Mario and his crew wants to work for you. Okay. 231-332-6505. Anywhere in the U.S. with the exception. You all right, Daisy? Well, she's having a seizure there for a second. With the exception of Alaska, Hawaii, Maine, and South Carolina. TC Paintball. Oh, my God. An absolute entertainment destination attraction in West Michigan. People travel from all around the state. It's to a point now where you can show up there when they open in the morning and stay there all day. Paintball, jelly ball, very soon, axe throwing. What? They got it covered. TCPaintballGR.com. Premier place in Michigan for paintball activities. And here's why. Your choices of outdoor play or indoor play, especially in the fall, because some days might be cool. You take it inside on the airball field. Outside, they've got an airball field, and they have the Village. Now, that, to me, is the crown jewel of paintball. All these obstacles, crates piled up. You're hiding behind corners like Call of Duty. It's so sweet. Holy shit, my God. When I'm playing, it's like a walking anxiety attack. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, oh, Jesus, there's a bird. Shoot it up about 1 million times, miss every time. I'm terrible, but my God, it is so exhilarating and fun. TCPaintballGR.com for your event, your gathering, bachelor parties, team building at work, local bros getting together, whatever it is, you name it. TCPaintballGR.com. Wednesday is Ladies' Day and Little League Day. So that's today. 5 p.m. Little League starts. I believe, unless I'm screwing that up. If I am, which is possible. TCPaintballGR.com. If you want to play on Saturday, you got to book that in advance because they fill up. Otherwise, you're dropping in at TC Paintball. Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health. Love them so much. If you need any information about breastfeeding your little one, like let's say you're getting ready, you or your better half's getting, not you, your better half's getting ready to give birth. When I say you, I was referring to a dude, and last I checked, dudes can't have babies, but you never know nowadays. Anyway, when it comes to having a baby, and this is serious here, there is nothing more perfect than mom's breast milk for the baby. It is a perfectly matched diet. Okay? And it's so important for you to do that. So if you need all of the advantages of that listed for you and things that you can plug into at accesskent.com/health that will make this easier on you as a mother, do it. It's all about educating yourself. accesskent.com/health. Okay. Well, it appears that sometime today, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, might be today, might be tomorrow. I think it's today. It'll be very soon. Joe Biden is going to cancel a lot of debt. So if you've, I don't know if it's you've already graduated or I mean, I don't know. At some point they'll spell it out for us. But if you owe, let's say, $11,000 in student loan debt, after this stroke of the pen, you will owe $1,000. The administration is reportedly gearing up to cancel $10,000 in student debt for some borrowers. They're targeting borrowers making under $125,000. Wait a minute. Hold on right there. So let's say so-and-so has debt, and I would say that that's way too high. You need to have the borrowers making under like $35,000, I think is appropriate. So you're telling me that a person who's making $125,000 under $124,999, say you got a husband and wife team that file separately, and they each make $124,000. So what's that? That's $248,000 between them. This is the scenario that is happening. And they've got $40,000 debt between them, each with 20. The government, with a stroke of a pen, Joe Biden, is saying, hey, congratulations. Half of your debt is now absolved and paid for. You see, that is fucked up, in my opinion. I don't like that at all. If there was, I don't know, it just seems like that's stupid. You should take that. It should be a lower threshold, $125,000. I mean, my God, what a gift! That would be forgiveness of $300 billion a year. $300 billion a year. How about no cancellation and taking $300 billion and ending poverty and homelessness and hunger as we know it? Wipe it off the books. This is bullshit. I don't get it. I think that this is so fucked up to me. And other people in the government are suggesting that that's too little, that they need to make it 5 times the amount. They need to wipe out $50,000 from each person who has debt. I love taking the opportunity to point out that I paid off $90,000 in debt. Every fucking penny. Every bit of it. I was so proud of that because I had struggled with money my whole life. I didn't have shit. There was about 3 or 4 good years, really good years. And the first thing I did, someone had to tell me, I had a guy who gives me advice about money because I don't give myself good advice about money. He goes, yeah, you're paying 8% interest on this ridiculous student loan debt. I've talked about it for years on the radio. He goes, you need to pay that off before you do anything. You're not saving any fucking money. You're not doing anything until you pay off this debt. Pay that shit immediately. So I couldn't pay it off immediately. So, but, I did everything I could. And over the course of 2 years, I know that sounds ridiculous to pay off $90,000 in 2 years. But like I said, we had some really fucking great years on the radio. Paid it off. Fuck yes. Pay off your debt. Pay that. That's what you work for. This is bullshit. And not because of me, because I paid off mine, but because of the things that I was just talking about. Borrowers making below $125,000 a year will see $10,000 in student debt wiped out as early as this week, with an announcement potentially coming today. In a new analysis, the Penn-Wharton budget model estimates that forgiveness would cost $300 billion this year, with a price tag of a little below $330 billion if borrowers remain eligible for forgiveness over the next 10 years. My God. How do we pull this off? This sounds so ridiculous to me. The analysis estimates for various levels of debt forgiveness and income cutoffs show that the Biden administration has opted for the cheapest road to forgiveness, forgiving 50% for all, $50,000 for all borrowers would cost up to $820 billion this year alone, and eventually add up to about $980 billion over the next decade if borrowers stay eligible. God, this is so slippery slope. It's like, well, where do you stop? People are going to be like, hey, what about me? What about me? What about people who didn't rack up a ton of debt? What about, let's say people worked their ass off and paid for their own college or entered the ranks of the workforce and learned a trade. What do they get? Shouldn't they get something? This is bullshit. This is so not fair. I don't like any of this. This is yet another reason to hate Biden. Now, ultimately, there's more reasons to hate Trump or any of the Republicans right now, unless it's Liz Cheney. If Liz Cheney runs, I'm willing to hear Liz Cheney out on these matters and to hear what she thinks. Or even, what's that fucking dum-dum from Florida's name? DeSantis. I'll hear you out. As long as it's not Trump. I am an anybody but Trumper. Joe Biden could have sex with a child today, and I would still vote for him over Trump. Anyway, that might be a little going overboard. If he had sex with a horse. Student loans currently aren't even profitable for the government. What? How? A July report from the Government Accountability Office found that federal loans are actually projected to cost the government $197 billion instead of bringing in what the Education Department estimated as a $114 billion profit because of the various, the various pauses and changes over the last couple of years, COVID, like, all right, you don't have to pay. Well, losing income and losing interest income, I guess. Maybe that's how it works. The price of student loan forgiveness pales in comparison to other major federal expenditures. Defense spending is projected to cost nearly $8.7 trillion over the next decade. Wow. Don't let anybody in the government ever tell you that we don't have the money. We've got the money. I think that if you're Joe Biden, I think you can put the onus back on the lawmakers who want to see him eliminate debt. If you did the old Eric Zane plan, because as you guys know, when I run for president, I am creating a platform on this show that we've all talked about. And I don't want to go down that road and beat that dead horse again about what I would do if I was elected as president. But if all of the lawmakers like Pocahontas and what's the guy who looks, the old man who looks like Marty McFly's professor guy who at the clock tower, what's his name? Bernie Sanders. They're all like, oh, we need $50,000 in debt. And Pocahontas said, oh, yeah, I would, if I were Joe Biden, I'd say, you know what? I am going to do it. I'm going to give I'm going to cut out $50,000. Actually, instead of that, I'm going to take your idea and one-up it. No debt cancellation. All of that money that I would have canceled is going to help the homeless and people without medical care and the impoverished and the drug addicted and all of these. That's what you do, because then, you're still a social justice warrior. The money is being used in that regard, and they can't turn you down. Clean water, all the big hitters. People who are addicted to drugs, all the things today. Everybody's killing themselves. Most people under 25 are going to kill themselves. We all know that. You can fund that, too. You can fund anything that is a Democratic talking point. Free transgender surgery for everybody. Why not? Left hanging are the people who learn trades. They don't get shit. All they did was decided to remain debt-free, learn a trade. Manufacturing is the backbone of the country. All they did was provide the vertebrae. And what do they get? They've got zero debt, a nice house that they probably are paying on a 15-year loan and paying twice the payment because they've worked their ass off. They've got a wife. They've got kids. They got dogs. They got a piece of property. No debt. What do they get? Nothing. This is bullshit. Biden has not publicly confirmed his plans for broad student loan relief. He said himself he will make the decision before August 31, when student loan payments are set to resume. In April, he said no to $50,000 in relief, an amount that Pocahontas and Bernie Sanders are pushing for. And recent reports have suggested his final amount will be near $10,000, which he pledged on the campaign trail. I will absolve your debt by $10,000. God, this just seems stupid. Pundits and politicians have pushed back against forgiveness, arguing that it would exacerbate inflation and benefit the highest earners, like doctors and lawyers. I have a family member who he is a dermatologist. He just, of course, his undergrad, and then he went to medical school, and then he did his residency. And he's about 32, 33 years old right now, and he just now entered into practice. And his starting salary is about $550,000. He took on about $300,000 in debt. Okay? So, now he lived within his means in his residency because a resident doctor, you're making about, and he did an internship too, residency doctor, you're making about $80,000 a year, which just sounds ridiculous. But now he's just making fat stacks. So, I mean, seriously, if he just lives like the same way he did that first, while he was doing the residency, within his means, Yeah, I think I'll just pay off 300 G's, 300 large, and I don't know, couple of years. And then you're looking at, by the time he's debt-free, Dave Ramsey, he's 35. 30 years at, let's just say he averages out over the course of his earning career as a physician. He averages $700,000 a year. Yeah, it's like $21 million career. Yeah, let's just forgive him of his debt. What a crock of shit. This is ridiculous. A number of Republican lawmakers have pushed back against broad relief, citing the cost of prior policies like the payment pause, and have introduced legislation to resume payment and ban Biden from canceling debt broadly. That's not going to happen. But with these likely being the final days before a decision is announced, supporters of broad debt release have been persuading the president to go big or go home. Bernie Sanders called for Biden to cancel every single cent of student debt. I want you to cancel every single cent of student debt in this country. He waves the crooked finger. And the NAACP are pressuring Biden to cancel a minimum of $50,000 for every federal borrower. I can never say that word. Do it to reduce the racial wealth gap. Go big or go home. If you're Biden, he needs to get on the stage with the NAACP and actually say, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to cancel black debt. You can only have your debt canceled if you are black. Can you imagine if he said that? I am here to announce there is no such thing as black debt anymore. Going forward, the craziness that would take place in this country if that happened. My God. The NAACP director said, do it to reduce the racial wealth gap. Do it to capture the interest of many who will participate in the November election. That is a veiled threat right there. Do it for the future of American families and communities. You see, that's where I think Biden is missing a great opportunity. By the way, that quote is attributed to NAACP Director of Youth and College, Wisdom Cole. Wisdom Cole is the name? Wisdom Cole? Every generation will be grateful that you did. Yeah, I wish Biden would one-up everybody and say, I am not canceling student debt. However, the amount that you wanted me to cancel, $300 billion, I am now going to give it away and set up established. Basically, it's kind of like back during the Depression, the Civil Conservation Corps built the national parks and the national forests to put America back to work, doctors and lawyers who were broke. Put them to work in work camps. Do that. I am establishing this same type of mentality for the nation's, poor, impoverished, addicted, mentally unstable, homeless, hungry, thirsty, food sensitive, thirst sensitive, water sensitive, whatever it is, undereducated. Do that. And then the Pocahontases and the Wisdom Coles and the Bernie Sanders will be like, fuck. What are we going to do now? He's got us by the balls. That, I think, will add that to the platform of Eric Zane for president. All right? Add that to the platform. People are going to love me when I take office. Because though I have a concealed pistol permit and many guns, when I take office, I am going to follow the advice of the NRA. And the NRA says, come and take it. So I'm gonna go and take all guns and grind them up. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to say, everybody must get an abortion. And then I'm saying no cancellation of student debt. In fact, if I canceled it back, if Biden canceled it, you got to give the money back. That's what we're doing. All child molesters shot in the face on the day of their conviction. I'm starting to sound like BasilMarceau.com. Abortions for all and a free gun when you get one. I don't know about that. Some of this might not fly. Okay. I am so late. Oh, my God. Saucer full of pigs, says Eric Zane, the greatest flip-flop politician in history. How? How could you possibly say that? That is ridiculous. I have been steadfast in all of these great opinions. And let me tell you something about flip-floppers. You want flip-floppers in office if they exist. You want flip-floppers because what a flip-flopper does, that's a insulting term for someone who's a thinker. Who's like, you know what? I think you're right on that. I think that's a great point of view. I can come around to that way of thinking. That is a malleable soul, someone who's moldable, who listens and takes advisement appropriately. You pig-headed fucks like Saucer Full of Pigs, yeah, you're set in your ways. You're going to go around hating gay people your whole life, you idiot. Corey gets one right. He says you want people to be able to change their mind. That's the if someone says, I am running on a platform that I will flip-flop, you got my vote. You got my vote. I am team flip-flopper. I used to hate Colin Kaepernick. This is a perfect example. I used to hate Colin Kaepernick. Hey, fuck that. Why, Eric? Say, well, because, man, he's anti-American. He's against America. He's fucking degrading troops. That's bullshit. Plus, he's black. Well, I didn't really say that, but that's how people were taking it. And someone said, well, you know, I mean, this is what he's standing for. This is why he's taking a knee. He's doing this to at great risk to his personal well-being. He's taking a knee to point out that America is terribly unfair when it comes to justice and cops and black people. Black people are getting killed when they get pulled over. So that's why he's taking a knee. And then I said, you know, I get it. I get that. That is not an un-American thing to do. That is an American thing to do. At great risk to one's personal well-being to be able to do that. He threw away his career. I know some of you idiots are like, yeah, you know what, man? He's got a great career right now. He's making a ton of cash for Nike. Who gives a shit? Good. I'm glad he is. I'm glad there's some silver lining to what he did by throwing away his career. My God. So shut up. Corey says it only took 84 more cop shootings for people to see his point. Now, I think I was at about 20 black people dead by cops. I love cops, though. Don't get me wrong. I love cops. I just don't like it when cops shoot black people. All right, hold on. I got to focus here because I've done, okay, as great as I am, as always, what I haven't been great at is doing sponsors, and I've only got 14 more minutes of show. And honestly, I think about half of that time is going to be talking about sponsors. So, you know, when I get done with this, I post the audio, and then you sit there and you wait for me to start talking about whatever, Fit Body or Trend Him or Kent County Health Department. And then I know that you hit the fast forward button. And that's bullshit. That is absolute shit. You need to sit through the commercials, okay? Because all marketing is when my message meets your need. And if you disrupt that process, you're hurting me. For fuck's sake. Some of you only get the free show, and that's fine. Try as I may to get you to sign up for the Patreon. The least you could do is listen to the ads. Okay? It wrecks the flow of the show if you like. And then you hear, okay, he's back. Then you back a little bit. I know how it is. But you're basically screwing me. You're putting your ding-dong right in my rectum if you don't hear these messages. So quit it. And listen to... True fans, listen to the ads. Damn it. If you ever have furnace issues, remember A&E Heating and Cooling. This is a West Michigan-only sponsor. 616-516-8579. Remember that number if you need an after-hours service call. 24/7, 616-516-8579. We're approaching September. It won't be long until the furnace tune-ups are happening. Call and schedule 616-516-8579. You should see Joe Martinez or one of the fine people that work at A&E twice a year. Furnace tune-up and AC tune-up. Do that. 616-516-8579. The car dealer of choice is Sarah Honda Granville, SERRA, SarahHondaGranville.com. Shop in person or online. When you go in person to Sarah Honda Granville, you will see a vast selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Your best bet is to go in person to look for the certified pre-owned vehicles because the inventory is changing so fast. They constantly have hundreds of cars certified pre-owned on the lot, but the inventory changes a lot, so a lot of times the website doesn't match up with what's actually on the lot. Keep that in mind. You can get 0% financing on 2022 Honda Pilots and Passports available on the lot. 0% financing. Now, you got to be a well-qualified buyer. That means little debt, great income, no proof that you're a deadbeat loser. If that happens, no. Fuck no. You're not getting that. Drive it home today. A 2022 Honda Ridgeline RTL all-wheel drive, $369 a month on a 2022 Honda Ridgeline lease. If leasing is the way you want to go, they've got you covered. This truck's cool because in the back, like the bed, there's a trap door you pull open, and you can fill it full of your bags and whatever you're taking for your travels. Or there's a drain plug in the bottom of that same compartment. And what you do is you fill it full of ice, and then you put all that shit that you ding-dongs drink, Truly and Mike's and White Claw. I don't even know. Whatever seltzers you idiots are drinking now. And then you've got your own rolling bar. Of course, you're the DD, so you can't drink any of it. Or you just park it and no plans to drive anywhere. And then you get shit-faced and crawl underneath it and go to sleep. It's a sweet ride. More info, Sarah Honda Granville. Corey has one as he's trying to work his way back into my good graces. Bennett Flooring Installation, they were just here the other day. Love them. 616-318-0167, a West Michigan sponsor. If you need flooring installed, you can call upon them and have them show up, measure the room, let you know how much it's going to how much it's going to cost. It could be full service where they rip out the old stuff for you and help you with your purchase of the new stuff. They can help you with all that stuff. And any type of flooring, hardwood, ceramic, vinyl, a big ceramic tile, small ceramic tile, whatever. You want your bathroom redone, your shower, they do that too. Vinyl plank flooring, Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. The flooring I want you to install, I want you to get it from Johnson Carpet One Floor and Home Discount Outlet. They are in Granville, Michigan, another local sponsor. Go see them at the Discount Outlet. Save 10% when you say my name. The pricing on the flooring there is lower than anybody else because they buy massive quantities of it and then put it in the Discount Outlet. So even without the 10% discount that I give you, it's cheaper than anybody else. So your first stop is Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet, Granville, Michigan. You can find them online. Oh, my God. Okay. This is what I mean. I still have more sponsors to talk about. I went so long that I missed them all. But sometimes when you're on a roll, you got to keep going. So I got to make this up sometime. It's 2 hours worth of show. Got to get the sponsors in, so I'm sorry. I do want to remind you, I haven't done a Cameo in a long time. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Hire me on Cameo. I think the only people who would hire me on Cameo were the group formerly known as Zaniacs. So I guess no one needs a Cameo anymore. So I guess that's out the window, too. It's okay. I don't care. It's still a good trade. But if you do want to hire me on Cameo, they're great fun. If you want me to roast somebody or you want me to say happy birthday to someone, Cameo.com/Eric Zane. We eat at Bosco's Pub. Bosco'sPub.com, part of Terra Square, Hudsonville, Michigan. Go there for the burgers, the beers, the drinks. Dine outside, dine inside. Hudsonville, Michigan, Bosco's Pub. You got Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, of course, longtime sponsor of this show. We've got a car show coming up in just a couple of weeks. Oh, my God. September 17th is the Saturday to benefit CASA of Kent County. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV in West Michigan. If you need your car repaired, 616-532-6600. Woo! And last, but certainly not least, go see a comedy show at Full House Comedy. Tickets for all shows available at fullhousecomedy.com. Thank you for being patient with me on the sponsors. Like I said, sometimes I get on a roll. I don't want to interrupt the flow, so I go long, and then the sponsors pile up. Aram, who's about to get banned, says, Eric says he needs to mention the sponsors, and then he first talks about his Cameo. Correct. You also need to know that the number one sponsor of the Eric Zane Show podcast is Eric Zane, asshole. So open up and say to 600 seconds, you fake Armenian. There you go. Eat it up. Eat it up. Bob understands. He writes, well, technically, his Cameo is a sponsor. How come Bob understands it and you don't, dick face? My God. Hey, congrats to Kevin Kuipers. He just sent me a screenshot of something that he just did that was fantastic. And I kind of want to share it with you. Because to talk about it is one thing. This guy is an absolute treasure. Kevin Kuipers, also known as Cutie Patootie to the audience. Diana just loves him so much. I mean, he's just an abs. How are you single? You know? Holy crap. He shared he reached out to me with a message, and he said, hey, man, something just great, very great just happened to me. What is it? Hold on. I thought I sent it, and then I didn't. Okay. Eric. Send medium. Bear with me. I know this is. There it is. Okay. Give me a second. what you see there is a picture of a bowling score. Look at him yesterday. This is the last day of Summer League. All strikes. He rolls a 300. A 300. And this is, I said, how many have you had of these? Because it made it seem like it was no big deal. And he goes, I don't know, 15 or so. He's not sure how many 300 games he's rolled. I'm looking at the other scorecard, the rest of those people. Jim Kuipers, looks like he bowled a 230-something. And then Dawn, who is Dawn? Dawn Kuipers, she bowled a 2. Is that your mother? Is this a family affair? What the hell is going on? Yet another 300 for Cutie Patootie. Who's Dawn and Jim? Is that your mom and dad? I don't remember. I always thought your dad was known as Eddie Money. My God. Nice job, Kevin. All right. So there's that. I want to share that with you. Good job. Actor Terry Crews is in the news. This is kind of weird. Terry Crews, he's very open about his personal life. And even I'm actually quite impressed with how open he is. Because not many people, approach this publicly and say, I masturbate too much to porno. I mean, that's really, I think, showing some vulnerability here on a level that's unprecedented. If you say, well, hey, man, what do you want to do? Hey, what do you want to talk about in the podcast today? Oh, we can talk about football and baseball, and I got a new dog, and, man, I've been masturbating too much, and I'm addicted to porno. That's exactly what he did. He pointed out that he and his wife went on a 90-day sex fast to battle his addiction to porno. So he had been looking at porno all the time and pounding his pud. Well, they did this 90-day sex fast. So you can't touch your ding-dong. You can't have sex for 90 days. Now, what that does, that is not natural, okay? You have to find the happy medium. But I think that is a devastating thing to even attempt. I mean, that's horrible. That can make you murder someone. I think that's risky behavior. And that would probably be admissible in court. Like, if you cut out sex in any type, either pleasuring yourself or having sex with a partner for 90 days, and on day 80, you slaughter everyone in the neighborhood with a weapon of mass destruction, and then you get in front of the judge and say, he says, all right, how do you plead? Not guilty, Your Honor. Not guilty, but there's video of you dropping a daisy cutter bomb on the neighborhood, and they're all dead. And it was you saying, aha, yes. You can then say, well, Your Honor, you see, I had gone without sex for 80 days, and he's going to go, all right. And he's going to raise an eyebrow. That is admissible in court. He said the fast was worth it. We did it together, he said on Entertainment Tonight. Rebecca was right there, and he's calling this a regrouping. I call this insanity. She regrouped with me. I went on a 90-day sex fast with her, and people were like, whoa, that's crazy. But let me tell you something. What was so beautiful about that was it took me to a time when I was 12 years old. I don't want to go back to when I'm 12 years old. I know what he's saying there. He's saying that he's just a walking jizz factory. In the way the process rebooted Cruz's relationship with his wife, whom he married in 1989. All I did was gave her a flower every day and say, I like you for who you are. Oh, God. And it wasn't about sex. It took us back to those moments. I felt like I was 12 years old again because sex had been taken out of the equation and it was all about love again. Terry Crews is like ripped and huge. He's like a chick stuck in a muscle-bound man's body. He said he was just a child when he first saw porno, and it stuck with him for many years. Yeah, of course it did, in a good way. I was 9 when I was exposed to porno. He's making it seem like he's the only one. And I would say that's abusive. No, it's not. It's heaven. Are you kidding me? I remember the first set of titties I saw in Cosmopolitan magazine. I was like, what the hell? Oh, my God. Incredible. All right, so then he talks about his feelings and all this shit. He talks about a compulsion eventually led him to be unfaithful to his wife. Oh, my God, what an absolute mess. And so now I guess he's able to, I mean, whatever. I mean, if you're happy, I'm happy. So now he's back to the 90-day sex fast, describing his wife as his rock. There's nothing like having someone saying all the right things. A wife loves him. Everybody's great. It's all very religious. I think the only way to truly combat this, if he does, let's just give him benefit of the doubt. He does have a problem, and he's constantly wanking it and looking at porno. In this day and age, the only way to really take care of that is you have to throw everything that has accessibility to porno away. You can't have a phone. You can no longer use a computer. You can no longer watch TV, ever. If you are serious about this, that is the only way you are going to be successful. Because what's going to happen is your wife's going to start to trust you. And then she's going to leave town for girlfriend's night out. And then you're going to be sitting there bored out of your mind. And then you're going to be like, and then your brain's going to try to trick you. And then the next thing you know, you're going to have a flash boner. And you're looking at triple DP with a donkey. That's what's going to happen to you. Good luck, Terry Crews. I hope you're okay. I hope you make it through. But this all sounds terrible, in my opinion. There's only one way out of that. I don't ever want to see you with a phone because I'll know what you're thinking of. Showbro Michael 91 says, I saw my first boob at a Backstreet Boys concert when I was like 11 or 12. At the concert you saw it? Maureen says, day 91. She says, not tonight. I have a headache. He's counting down the days. Like, oh, my God, just get me to 90. Corey adds, day 91, he blew his wife's back out. Why should she have to sex fast for his addiction is the question. That's a great question. If he was serious about it, he would have her have sex on her own and make him watch it, you know? Hey, you could have had this today. But no. Why does she have to suffer? This whole thing's stupid. All right. Really happy with the band hammer today. I'm starting to establish a little bit of swagger on the bands. Dropping it on Corey was special. As the idiots talking about light and dark mode on Facebook. What a cock. Aram deserved it too. I forgot who else got it. I don't even know if anybody else got it today. Oh, my God. There's a lot that I didn't talk about that I'm going to get to on the Patreon. Aqib Talib and his brother Yaqub, which I thought it was pronounced Yaqub. It's not. It's Yaqub Talib. An update on that. Celestial excitement is going to happen. Yes, that's right. You hear about a lot of people identifying as a blank, identifying as a man, identifying as a woman. This puts that into another realm. And there's a big problem in the prison system with people who are transgendered. Need to cover all of this ground on the Patreon, and I'm looking forward to you being on it. Now, if you're enjoying the free podcast, I'm glad you are, but I want you, on the Patreon. So sign up if you aren't already there. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Yeah, Rom, that's a commercial for myself. Shut up. Okay, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you, as always, for being here as part of the Patreon bonus podcast. Till next time, folks, thank you. Have a great one. Bye-bye.